Hi, Nirmal. Let's take a look at this new set of essays you've sent. Okay, this is about the Olympics. Here's what you wrote. Games play a vital role introducing all nations in the world. The Olympic Games are a huge platform for athletes to get reputation in the world, whereas, according to some people, popularity of the Olympics is vanishing. In my opinion, I partially agree with the point of view for some reasons. All right. Okay, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences in this paragraph. And this is the only one that I can honestly tell you is accurate and appropriate. The rest of them all have some problems. So first of all, games play a vital role introducing all nations in the world. That makes it, it's just it's incoherent. I can't understand what you mean. Grammatically, it's wrong. And I think even in terms of the vocabulary, it's wrong too. So as a sentence, it doesn't really make any sense. Okay? And then the Olympic Games are a huge platform for athletes. What does that mean to get reputation? Do you mean to get fame in the world? Okay, so again, you've got a wrong word choice. Now here, when you use whereas, you need to have a sentence that has two clauses of contrast. So in other words, like on the one hand this, but on the other hand this. All right, you can't just use whereas all by itself. All right, so that's the problem with the paragraph. Grammar and vocabulary that makes it incoherent. Let's move on. This should be the Olympics with an S. The Olympics is a source of peace. Undoubtedly, some countries like China, the USA, North Korea are struggling with Cold War. For instance, the latest winter's Olympic Games. In the latest Winter Olympic Games, the USA's prime minister, we don't have a prime minister, we have a president, met with North Korea's prime minister to sort out the Korea Peninsula issue. Okay, along with this, nowadays, the young generation is suffering from stress and anxiety. Games, which games? All games or just the Olympic Games? Are the best solution to release stress? Okay, that doesn't really make sense. So you're talking about games here. So are you talking about the Olympic Games? And if the Olympic Games are the best way to release stress, how do the Olympic Games do that? And for whom do they release stress? For the people watching the games or for the people playing the games? Okay? Let's see. Lastly, the Olympics helps to, you can't rise the financial reputation. No, you just improve the economy of a nation where it is held due to athletic tourism and tourists from other countries. That's not necessary. That's what athletic tourism means. From other countries, the host country obtains financial growth. Okay, so we talked a little bit about some of the mistakes in this paragraph, but there are some more that we have to talk about. First of all, your for instance here is not a for instance, okay? Because supposedly what we're going to read about in this sentence is an example of what you just have said. You said that these 3 countries are struggling from a Cold War. All right, so what we're missing here is something that says, however, the Olympics play a crucial role in smoothing over these relationships. Okay, and then the next sentence makes sense. But you've got these sentences that just don't work together because there's something missing. Now, the next thing is that this, along with this, is the wrong linker. It's as if you're continuing along a similar idea when you use along with this, but you're really not. It's a totally different idea here. So really what this sentence should have been is that the Olympics provide various positive benefits to, that's not really an expression, but the Olympics provide a positive influence in many realms of our life. And then that would have made sense, okay, all that stuff with the Cold War. And then here, secondly, etc., etc. Again, the young generation, who? The players, the spectators, it's just not clear. So as a paragraph, it's just fraught with issues, okay? Let's move on. The second foremost reason for disagreement with what? Hold on. You said you partially agree. Hold on 1 minute now. You told me that you partially agree that what? That the Olympics are no longer important? So here you told us why they are important. So why are we now talking about the second reason? I'm very confused. I think what you really mean is However, there are some reasons why the Olympics are no longer important. So this sentence makes no sense, okay? And then this grammatically is wrong. The arrangement for only Olympic Games. We can't say that. So you mean something entirely different here. The host country spends extravagantly on athletes to play and their accommodation. Okay. Moreover, maintenance of this vast area. Which vast area are you talking about? You're talking about the facilities, the stadiums, and so forth. So you can't say this vast area because you never referred to a vast area anywhere else previously. Is more expensive. What? The maintenance of this vast area is more expensive than the arrangement. I don't understand what that means. For example, some countries such as China, Greece, Australia took loans S to maintain huge stadiums S for Olympic Games. As a consequence, these countries are in debt, which has a negative impact on a nation's economy. In conclusion, I believe that Olympics are essential for unity of nations and the bright future of youngsters. However, we cannot ignore its negative impact, which could be solved with the help of developing countries. Okay, so in the end, I don't know what you're more in favor of. You should have picked a side and at least try to somewhat show that you were more in favor of something. In general, I think you can pretty much understand that I thought this whole essay had a lot of issues. Yeah, I mean, grammar, vocabulary, and also just the organization of your ideas. So I want you to be careful about all that. Make sure that your ideas flow together and they are more appropriately linked. Think of them as a chain, that one idea should be closely linked to the next, and so forth and so forth, okay? So let's take a look now at your task 1 here. Okay, bar chart, shoes, fine. All right, the bar chart gives you information, just gives information, no the, about how the European countries, well, not the European countries, but I think it was like 9 European countries, on how 9 European countries spent money on shoe sales. Okay, brown and black shoe sales. Unit of shoe sales are shown. Units are, okay, fine. Overall, it can be seen that the sale of brown leather shoes was higher than the black leather shoes in the majority of European countries, except the UK, Belgium, and Italy. Fine. To begin with, the sale of brown leather shoes is certain? Well, no, that's not the point. We don't know. We don't want to know if it's certain or not. We want to know the numbers. So this is an incorrect sentence for me. Poland has 1 L. Poland's sales S of shoes was higher. Higher than what? You mean it was the highest? I'm assuming you're talking about brown leather shoes. So Poland's sale of brown leather shoes was the highest at about 145,000. I don't understand this. Which Germany, Hungary is, I don't understand that at all. Is followed by almost same data of sales. Okay, so assuming this is what you mean. Poland's sales of brown leather shoes was the highest at around 145,000, while Germany and Hungary followed by almost similar figures of 142,000. I'm assuming this is what you mean. The rest of the countries had sales between 50,000 to 100,000, except Belgium, which had marginal brown shoe sales. Right? Remember, we're talking about brown here. On the other hand, the sales S of black leather shoes in Hungary, you can't talk about peaks here, we're not talking about peaks, was the highest, while France had the lowest sales at almost 30,000. However, the sales of black shoes in Germany, Ireland, Poland, Belgium, and Holland, you're messing up your spelling here, was between 50 and 100,000, but Italy crossed the 100,000 line with more sales S. Okay, the good news here is that I actually liked the information you selected. I liked that you referred to the 50 to 100,000 line. I think that was a very good thing to do. But the grammar is just really problematic. It creates a lot of incoherence. It creates strain on the reader. So you're really going to have to work on that a little bit, okay? Go ahead and do that. Try to, you know, look at some samples, see how you could possibly write this a little better. I've given you some suggestions throughout, so try to correct these, and let's see another set from you, okay? Good luck.